A very good morning, everyone. So, here is Shikha from Technical Cloud Knowledge, and I greet you from our side, and I hope you all are doing great. So, today I return back with another lecture on Linux, and this is the lecture number 30 of our Linux series. So, basically, today I'm going to cover the part 3 of Linux user management, on which we will going to cover the topic on password command. Okay. So let's begin the lecture without wasting our time, and I hope you all watch my video until the very end in order to avoid missing any vital information regarding the password command. So let's begin it. Primarily, let me tell you that what I have heard. Basically, I have heard that most of the people has a conception regarding the password command that the password command is only used for two purposes. The first one is that it can change the password of any user, and the second purpose is that it can assign a new password to any user. But if you do search regarding the password command, you will able to get more depth knowledge regarding the password command, that it is used for many purposes, such as you can set a new password to any user, you can change the password of any user, you can expire a password, unlock the password, lock the password, make the user passwordless, even you can check the status of your password. So there are many ways from which we can use the password command. Okay, so today we will going to cover all its features and the functions in practical ways. So for that you need to watch the video until the end, or that's why I'm going to cover it in practical way so that you will able to understand it in a better way. Okay, so let's begin it. One more thing before moving with the practical, let me tell you that we all know that the root user is known as a super user, and the root user has some privileges, or should I say some special power, which I have already discussed with you on my last lecture of user management. Okay, so I have discussed with you that the root user is the super user and it has some privileges. So under the password command, the privilege does the root user has is that it can change the password of any user. It can even assign a new password to any user, even if it wants to assign itself a new password. Okay, so basically the root user is only eligible to assign a new password, while a normal user is not applicable to do all these things. The normal user only has the feature or only has the power to change its own password, only change. Okay, so this is the main thing which I want to tell you guys. That's why I discussed with you that what is the feature or what does the privilege does the root user has under password command. Okay, so let's begin it with practical. So let's open the VMware workstation. Right now I'm going to take the remote so that I make you understand in a better way. Okay, so we all know that we take the remote through SSH command. Wait. Okay. So to take the remote, we need to run the command if configure. So right now we didn't get the inet ID. To get it, we need to activate a connection. NMCLI connection up ENS 160 because we want ENS inet ID. As it is showing connection successfully activated. Now let's again run if configure command. So now we able to get this ID. Okay. So open the command prompt. Okay. So let's minimize its screen first. So run SSH root at the rate and the inet number. So write the password, whatever be the password you have assigned to root user, you need to write it here to take the remote. Okay, so we are able to take the remote. Okay, now what we will going to do? So our first thing which we will going to understand under password command is that we will going to create a user first. As we all know, by user add command we do create a user. Let's create a user called cloud. Okay, to check that the user has been created or not, run LLC. Cloud user has been created. Now, suppose if I want to switch from root user to the cloud user, how we will do that? We can do that by just executing the command called su-cloud. So that's how we are able to switch our user. But if we want to switch it graphically, how we can do so? So for that, we need to come here and from root to switch user. Okay. Basically, now you will able to see something interesting. See, in the user selection page, I didn't get the user which I have yet created named cloud. Why does it happening? Because what happens when you do not assign any password to the user, so it will not come under your user selection page. In its own form, somewhere the password is not assigned to the user, so it is locked. The password is not applicable to come under the user selection page. But when you assign the password, it will also come under user selection page. So let's do it as well. Let's understand how we will able to assign the password to any user. So for that, first we need to come under root directory pwd. Now first let's clear the screen. So as you can see, to assign a password to any user, you need to run the command called password along with the user name. So now just assign the password. Whatever be the password you want to assign for the cloud user, you need to write it here. Okay. So as you can see, token updated successfully, as well as we are able to make the cloud user applicable under user selection page. So that's how we can log in with the cloud user now. Okay. So that's how we will able to assign the password, and only the root user is applicable to assign the password to any user. Okay. Now we are able to assign the password. Now let's understand how we can change the password of any user. To change the password, there are two ways from which you can change the password of any user. The first one is that on the root directory, you just need to execute the command password along with the user name. Okay, and just assign the new password to that user. So that's how this is the first way you can change the password of any user. The second way is that come under the user's on directory, on home directory. So right now we are at the cloud user home directory. Here you need to execute the command called password, only just password. So now write current password and then assign the new password. Okay, retype. So that's how we are able to update our password. Okay, so these are the two ways from which we can change the password of any user. Basically what happens, most of the people do the mistake under this changing of the password, in that like what they do basically when they are on the root directory, they just run the password command. But when you only execute the password command on the root user, you are not changing the cloud user password. You are not changing the password of any yet created or any local user password. You are changing the password of the root user itself. As you can see here as well, changing password for root user. Sorry, changing password for root user. So you do not need to make this mistake. Okay, so be careful while changing the password of any user. Now the second mistake what they do, when they come under the user home directory, they execute password along with the username, which is not necessary to write the username, because you are the own user. Suppose I am the user and I am on my home directory and I am running the password along with my name. So it is not necessary for me to write my name because I'm changing my own password. But when the other user change your password, so that user need to define your username too. So that's why it is showing only root can specify a username. Okay, so be careful while changing the password of any user. Now let's come under root directory. So we are eligible, we are able to assign a new password to the user, able to change the password of any user. Now third thing which we are going to focus on, how to make our user passwordless, or how to delete the password or remove the password of any user. So for that, you need to execute the command password along with -d for delete, and the user name. So when you do execute this command, it will remove the password for your user cloud. Now you can log in your user without any password requirement. The password prompt not be able to appear in front of you, in front of your screen. Okay, so that's how we can make our user password less, and we can log in from that user easily. Basically, we can even make our root user to passwordless, but for the security reason, because someone can hack our server, so that's why we do not make the root user passwordless. Okay, so as now you will able to see that how we can make the cloud user passwordless. See, we are able to log in without any password requirement. Okay, so now let's log out from here. Now we will going to move on the main features, or should I say the functions of password command, which is very necessary and important for you. Okay, so let's come under command prompt. Now we will going to check how we can check the status of the password. Suppose I am the user and I want to check what is my password status, even if it is logged or unlocked, passwordless, or password set or not. Okay, so first let's check the password status of the cloud user. As right now it is passwordless, so let's check what is the status of its password. So for checking the password status, you need to execute the command password along with the option hyphen capital S and the user name. So when we execute this command, we are able to get the status of password. NP means no password. Right now it is also showing empty password. Okay, but when you assign the password to cloud user, now see the status will be changed. Now let's check the status again. See, now it is PS, which means password set. If you want to lock the password, so for that you need to execute the command called password along with -L and the user name. So locking password, check the status. See, LK which means password locked. If you want to unlock it, just simply write it here -U instead of -L. So it will unlock the password. Check the status. See. Okay, so that's how we can make our user passwordless, password set, logged its password, unlock its password. So all these options we can do, all these features can be executed by password command. Okay, so this is the main thing. Now if you do remember that when I was telling you regarding the user management topic, I have also discussed with you guys that there are some password policies too. As we all know, when we are opening any file for the user's information, there was some password policies too. So when you check the password status by executing this command, you are getting some output in 7 fields. If you have noticed, let's maximize it. So what is the main output we are getting? Basically, we are getting the output in 7 fields from cloud to till -1. Basically, let's understand what are these fields are being referring here. So the first field is the user login name, from which the user is being logged in the terminal or the server. Okay. Now PS, it is showing the password status. The second field refers for the password status. The third field, basically the third field refers to the last date when was your password was changed by you. Suppose right now today I have created my user and I have assigned a new password to the user. So that's why it is showing 20 of May. But if I change the date and then I will assign a new password to my user, so the password date was also changed. So it is showing the different date here. Okay, we will going to check it how we can do so. Now let's move to the fourth field. Basically the fourth field is refers to that kind of field in which we can change our password at any time. Basically the zero value is set by default. By default the value is set to 0. 0 indicate that you can change your password at any time, at any how many times, how many times you want to change your password you can change, because it is showing 0. But if you write or change the value, if you set it to 2, then you can change your password after 2 days. And when the password days will pass, when the 2 days will be passed, you will eligible to change the password. So basically the fourth field is refers to the how many time you can change your password. Okay. So fifth field is the maximum age. The fourth one is the minimum age of password. The fifth field is the maximum age. Till this age or till this days or till this date, like your password will be valid. As you can see, it is a high value. If I would set it to 50. So for 50 days, my password is valid, and after 50 days, it will get expired. So basically the fifth field is refer for the validity of your password. Sixth field is kind of a warning. So sixth field, in this sixth field, whatever be the value is being set, basically by default 7 is being set. So suppose your password is getting expired 10th of May. Okay. And before 7 days of your expiring of your password, it will provide you a warning, or you will receive a warning that your password will be expired within 7 days. So this is the sixth field refer for the warning mails. Okay. Now we have the seventh field. So the seventh field is being referred to the inactive mode. Suppose you have created a user and you have assigned a password. And you also have assigned that your password will be expired on this day. But when the password has been expired and if you do not change the password, then after some days your account will get disabled and you are not able to log in with that account because it get deactivated. Okay. So this is the main thing. Seventh field is basically refers to deactivate your account even after if you do not change your password after expire. So your account will be deactivated, inactive. Okay. So let's understand these all fields by separately, each one. Okay. By practical. So let's understand with the third field. As we are clear with cloud, we have also done it in the user add, user mode and user del commands, that how we can change the name of the login user. Second field I have already discussed with you guys. The third field, let's begin with the third field. So here it refers to the when was you last change your password. So we can even change it. Suppose right now it is showing 20 of May. Suppose if I would change the date, right now it is May 20. Let's change the date to 21. Let's make it to 20. One, and then close. Now check the date. So right now it is 21. And now let's change the password of the cloud user. So write the password. Now you will change you will see the difference in the password status. Run password -s and the username. See. Now what is showing? 21st of May. And before it is showing 20 of May. So that's how we can change the date, and that's why the third field refers to the last changing date of your password. Okay, so we have assigned a new password to our user on 21st. That's why it is showing 21st. Now let's move to the fourth field. As I told you that the fourth field refer to the how many time you can change your password, the minimum age of your password. So let's change it. So let's change the value. For that, you need to run the command password -n and the number. I want that I can change my password after 2 days. Okay, then my password will get changed, but before 2 days it will not get changed by me or any other user. Okay, even the root user. So password -n 2 and then the cloud name, username. Now what will happen? Let's come under -cloud. Now execute the password command to change the password. Run whatever be the password was before. See in the output what you are getting. So basically in the output I got you must wait longer to change your password. What does it mean? Basically, it means that I need to wait for some days to change my password again. Basically, as we have done the command, as we have executed the command, that we are eligible to change our password after 2 days. So we do not need to wait for 2 days. We can change the date and we can set the date according to ourselves so that we are able to change the password. Okay. So first let's exit from here. We are at the root user now, root directory. Let's clear the screen. So let's change the date. Let's make it after 2 days. Okay. Let's make it 23 and then close this. Now see the date. So it is showing 23 of May. Now what we will going to do? Now we will move to the cloud user and then we will going to change the password. Execute password command. Write the current password and now see. After current password option, I did not get the option which I get before previously, that you need to wait for longer to change your password. Right now I do not get this option. So now I am able to change my password because 2 days has been passed. Okay. So that's how we can set the value according to ourselves. Okay. So I hope you are clear with that much, how we can change the value, that how in how many times we can change our password again. Okay. So let's move to the other policy. Exit from here. Now run password hyphen capital S in cloud. So we are able to clear with done with the fourth field. Let's move to the fifth field. So as I discussed with you that the fifth field refers to the validity of your password. Suppose if I would write it here 10, I want that my password will get expired after 10 days. Okay. So after 10 days you are eligible to change your password because it is get expired. Let's done it. Let's do it how we can expire our password. So for that you need to execute password along with -x option and then the number. I want to set the value 10, that I am able that my password validity would be for 10 days only, and the user name. So check the status. You will see some changes. See, it is the value has been set to 10. Okay. Now what you will going to do, log in with the cloud user, write the password. See, right now we are eligible to log in with the user. Okay, because the days hasn't been passed. But when the 10 days will be passed, we need to change our password because our password will get expired. Okay, so for that we cannot wait for 10 days. We can change the date. So now we will going to set the date according to ourselves. First we will going to log out from here again. So log out from here. Okay, open the command prompt. Now we will going to set the date. Right now the date is 23rd. After 10 days it would be 33, which means June 2nd. So write it here. June. Let's write it here 3 and then close this. Now log in with the cloud user. Write the password. See now what the output we are getting, what is it showing? You are required to change your password immediately password expire. So that's how we can change the that's how we can expire our password because the 10 days has been passed. Now to change the password you need to click on this. Okay, current password, whatever be the current password, write it here. Wait. Whatever be the password you want to assign to the cloud user, now write it here. So the password. Okay, retype the password. So now we are able to log in. So that's how we can expire our password. Okay. So this there is another method from which we can expire our account immediately. So for that you just need to execute the command password along with -e and the user name. So expiring password for user cloud. So that's how you can also expire your password. Okay. This is the another method. See, log out. Write the password. See, that's how we can immediately expire our password. Okay. Again, write the current password and assign a new password. Okay, so that's how we can do so. Now let's move to our sixth field. As I discussed with you, the sixth field is refer for the warning mails, on which you will receive a mail of warning that your password will get expired in these days, within few days. Okay. So for that, to understand this option as it is somewhere complicated, let's create a new user. First, let's log out from here. Wait. Let's open the command prompt. It will get time. Take time. Clear. So run make another user. Let's create another user. User at AWS. Okay. So check it under here. So as you can see, AWS user has been created. Now let's assign a password to the AWS user. Okay. So first we will check its status. So password is being set. Now we will move to, we will going to check or we will going to change its value of the expiry date as well as its bonding date. Okay, so we will going to work on these two fields, fifth and sixth. So first let's expire it. We know that how we will able to expire. I want that my password will get expired in 5 days and the user name. Okay, and I want that it will provide me the warning on. For warning, you need to execute the password command along with the -w option for warning and the days. I want before 2 days of expiring of the password, it will provide me the warning and the user name. Okay. Now check the status. See what is showing. The value has been, sorry, I have executed cloud AWS. See, the value has been changed 5 and 2. Now let's log in from that user. Why does it working? Let's power off one second. Wait. So let's log in with the AWS user and then write the password. So right now we are, what is showing? Sorry, I have write the incorrect password. What's the password? So I think now it is logging. I have write the correct password. So yeah, now it is logging with the AWS user. Now if we change the date, so what will happen? So basically we will going to change the date so that we will able to receive the warning messages before the expiry of our password. Okay, so to change the date, we need to execute date first. Wait. Okay, we need to again take the remote. So we need to log out from here. Let's again take the remote as my machine gets powered off. That's why it is asking for the remote again. Okay. So log in with the root user. Open the terminal. Let's mix that. So first let the connection up. Now execute ipconfigure. So we are eligible to get the ID. Now let's take the remote. So write the password. So we are able to take the remote. Let's log out from here too. So now what we will going to do, let's again do this task. First let me delete the user. Okay, now what we will going to do, we will going to create the AWS user again. Okay, assign the password. Check its password status. So password has been set. So as you can see, the value which we need to set again. So it is showing the cloud. We need to set. So we need to set the value. Let's expire it account on 5th of the day and username. And I want the warning mails on 2nd day. Before the password expiring, it will provide me on 2 days before warning. Okay, of user. So now what we will going to do, we will set the date as well, because we are able to know how we can log in. So now we will just going to move with the other things. We will set the date. Okay. So as we all know, right now it is 20 of May. So after 5 days it would be 25, and before 2 days we will get the warning message. So let's make it 24 of May. Okay. And now let's check. See, warning, your password will expire in 1 day. So that's how we will able to receive the warning mails. Okay, so this is the sixth field. That's how this field will work. Now let's move to the last field, which is the seventh field, in which our account will get inactive. Our account will get deactivated, in which we are not able to log in with our account after we need to change the password. Okay, so let's understand how it does work. So first let's log out from here. Okay, so now what we will going to do, first let's check the status of AWS user. Let's again create a fresh user for the better understanding, as 6th and the 7th field is somewhere complicated. You will get confused. That's why I'm creating a fresh user for you guys. Okay, so let's create a fresh user. User add would be, let's take the name laptop. Okay, assign the password to the user. So whatever be the password. Okay, now I want to check its status. We will going to assign execute the command password -S and then username. See, the password has been set and this is the status. Now what we will going to do, we will change its expiry date as well as its inactive mode. Okay, so to change its expiry date, we need to execute password -X and then I want within 5 days it will get expired and the user name. Okay, so let's check again let's run, make it inactive too, because if we do it again after that, it will take a long process. Let's do it here as well. So let's inactive the user too. I want that after the expiry, if I do not change its password, then it will then my account will get inactive within 2 days. Okay, so now let's check the date. So today is 24th of May. After 5 days, because our account will get expired on 5th after the 5 days of 24th. So after the 24th, like today is the 24th May, after 5 days it would be 29. So let's write it here 30 to check that our account is expired or not. Okay, so write it here 30. Now log in with the laptop user. Write its password. See, account has been expired. Now I'm not going to change its password. I'm going to set the date again. I'm going to make the date after 2 days. Like we will going to change the date after 2 days so that our account will get inactive, so that you will get to understand this field too. Okay, so we will going to change the date. Right now it is 30th of May. So after 2 days it would be 1st of June. Okay, now let's write it here. 2nd June. Now again log in with laptop, write its password. Your account has expired. Okay, so that's how you will able to know how the 7th field will work. If we do not set a new password to the user, so our account will get inactive. We are not able to log in with that account. Okay, so that's how it's all fields would work. All these 7 fields, the basic information regarding all these 7 fields is that. Okay, I hope you are clear with all these fields. So we are able to know regarding the password policies of password status, like how we can check the status and under these policies too. Okay, so this is the password command. And one more thing which I would like to tell you, that we have discussed how we can assign a password to the user by root user. Okay, the second method is that you can even assign a new password to any new user. First, you need to execute echo command. Echo command will print the message. We all know that echo command work as a printing, like it will print the messages. Okay, it is a very useful command and a universal command which is used for many purposes. Okay, so echo, after that you need to write the password, whatever be the password you want to assign, and then again password command, then you need to use the option stdin, which means it will assign the new password to any new user, and then you need to write a new user name. So I'm writing here doctor. Okay, so you that's how you will able to. Okay, wait, let's write it aws. Okay, so basically that's how you will able to print the message. Okay, so basically what happens, that's how you can change the password, not assign a new password. Sorry, I got confused between these. Okay, I hope you are clear with that. So for if you want to know more regarding that, if you want to know more in depth regarding the password command, you need to execute password hyphen help. So when you do execute, you will able to get each and everything, okay, regarding the password commands, arguments, and whatever be the options available under password command. So I recommend or consider to you all that you need to use all these options for depth understanding under the password command. Okay, so this is the lecture, and I hope you find this lecture very useful. And thanks for watching, and keep updated with technical cloud knowledge and with me too.